Oh crap, I gotta change my name. Hey friends. Greetings, crazy people. Welcome everybody. Wow, y'all was waiting, huh? It don't usually be so many of y'all pop in the room at once. Hey Messiah, what's going on? Welcome. Lizzie, Beanie Goddess. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I see Bill Elkins is out here representing for California. He's reading something very serious right now. He's like, what is that actually saying? I don't know. Bill, are you there? Hey, Bill. Uh-oh, that's all right. We'll get to Bill. Ike, how are you? Greetings, greetings. Oh, the OG and Goma's in the house. I seen you on the list. I was like, we about to get Aliyah, how are you? I see you on the list too. I'm gonna drop the list soon. Don't worry. You know, I gotta build some suspense, Where am I? Did I make it? You know, that kind of thing. Mr. Tezazomo is getting ready for us. I see you. Don't let us get in the way of the tuning, child. Go on, do your thing. Joshua Love is in the house somewhere. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Hey. What's up? So as y'all know, usually the way that we start off the night, as people are trickling in, the family is accumulating. I'm usually going around. Anybody who's brave enough to have their video on has messed up, because I'm definitely finna shout you out to begin the show and welcome you in. Like Joski, who's usually giving us the very serious eyes, and at some point he'll smile and then there'll be like crazy, crazy dimples. See what I say? What I say? You see him down there with the eyebrows? He's ready. Propaganda poets in the house. What's up? What's up? Hope you're sipping on something delicious over there. Okay, at least some coffee. Keep your energy up for the night. Morgan Bass. I see Marina is in the house. Madison Bland. Jordan Larkin. Oh my gosh, there's so many of y'all. Midnight the Poet rapping. It's another OG of the community. Okay, Kel is in the background. RG and Gusto with the gusto. All right. So you have found yourself at the Thursday night online open mic. If you didn't know, I am your host at It's Ray Jane. And I put my @ in the bottom of my little Zoom box, just in case you want to be friends or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to see what else I got going on. You're more than welcome to. We're going to give folks maybe 2 more minutes before we jump in. And I will be throwing the list in the chat. We've been missing you too, Propaganda. Thanks for coming back to us. And do let me know if you do plan to stay for the whole time and you want to get yourself on the good luck round. Like Joshua Love, who's already hit me in the Zoom DMs. Let me know he's trying to get on the good luck round. I got you. I got you. I got you. And is that a resounding yes? Okay, fantastic. I'm put y'all both on the good luck round. And if anybody is wondering to themselves, well, what is the good luck round? Don't worry, we're going to get to that. I'll make sure you all know so you get a chance to get up on there if you are not on the official list. Okay. Oh, dang. Okay, Christopher Robin, I got you too. I got you too. Okay, we're going to fill it up. We're going to fill it up tonight. Y'all serious. Y'all ready? I'm like, I've got my poetry and I'm ready to do the poetry with the people. Okay. So let's get it started, okay? I just dropped the list and I will drop it again, so don't worry if you're joining and you're, oh my God, I don't know where I am, I don't know. It's okay, I'll drop the list again so you can find yourself. Again, this is the Thursday night online open mic brought to you by the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. We are here every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are giving to you the art, the gifts of our community. And that usually includes poetry, music, and comedy. So we have a guaranteed list, and those are the folks who have signed up. And the sign up, if you don't know, is 24 hours ahead of time. So since we're spitting on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, the folks who wanted to do so signed up on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern at the neweurekan.org. And don't worry, we'll get into those rules if you didn't get a chance last time. And for those folks who kind of like me, you know, sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't, okay? If you didn't get on the guaranteed list or you forgot to sign up, we usually tell you show up anyway because we have something called the Good Luck Round, which actually was initiated by our very first Thursday night online open mic host, who is now Boss Lady, the executive director of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and that is Caridad de la Luz, or La Bruja, as we have come to love her. So because of her, we got 5 or 10, you know, usually more like 5 extra spots for those folks who didn't get on the guaranteed list. And speaking of, let me drop that list one more time, just in case you missed it. If you do not see yourself on that list, please hit me in the private DMs, the Zooms DMs, and just let me know, and we'll get you on. We already got 3 people who jumped up in it, so don't let your time pass, because it could be your moment. It could be your moment. For those folks who do jump out of their boxes at us tonight, please put your pronouns and your IG handles into your boxes with you so we know how to properly pronounce you when it's your turn. Also, if this is your thing, this is how you make your money, this is your side hustle, this is what you do, and you've got a Venmo or a PayPal link, or you got a Cash App, you got a show coming up, please be prepared to put that into the chat. We love to support and lift in this space. This is not the only safe space for poets and creatives. There are a lot of people in this room and joining this room who've got their own platforms and things that you might want to check out. So please do put it in the chat after you go, when you go, so we know where to find you. If something happens and your camera goes crazy, your sound goes wild, you freeze, don't freak out, okay? Just jump off, jump back in, and let us know you're back so we can hear the entirety of your piece. This is not a competitive space, right? There are places for that. If you want to compete with your stuff so you can learn how to sharpen your skills, you can sharpen your skills here by just learning how to be vulnerable and getting out your space. And in order to be vulnerable, you gotta feel safe, right? So our only real rule here is that you have respect for one another. So no hateful content will be allowed. If you start to get cute, then our friend, Advocate of Words, who is also our program manager, and he's a boss in his own right, doing it up for the community, as well as RMT, yeah, you know me, are in the background making sure that we stay safe in this space, and we will give anybody the boot who does not adhere to those very simple rules, okay? So now that we kind of get some of the, you know, little stuff out of the way, we want to take a moment to thank the folks who make this possible for us, right? So donations from entities like this, and even folks like you, keep us going so these spaces can be safe and free, honey. Not free 99, but free. Period. Okay. So special thanks to National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council of the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust. We thank you so much for your donations. If you would like to add yourself to the list, you can go to the neweurekan.org/contribute and get a tax deductible donation so you won't be in trouble with Uncle Sam, okay? And you can also send us $1 or $2 on Cash App, $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Every dollar matters and makes more space for more of us. Cool? So now we've got the rules out of the way. Now we've got all the stuff out of the way. And we can get to what you actually came here for, which is the poetry, the comedy, the music, the list. So the first person up tonight is our beanie goddess herself. I'll just call her Books from now on because she got so many books, y'all. She gonna show you. Her name is Lizzie. Please unmute yourself so we can hear your magic.
Being blessings to you, Regin, our community. Yes, I do have a lot of books out. I'm very blessed and fortunate. Not in front of me though, because they're almost sold out. But I know some of you requested some for hybrid. I'm bringing to them. They're on reserve. Don't worry, I didn't forget about our community. Guys, come first. Don't worry. ES_Strauss9G to learn more about all that. I'm going to read a poem I wrote today in Michael Schindler's Fincabulary Poetry Games. It's called the starting line. The goal of trying to forgive your second great love seems impossible, but it's not. It is possible, like waking up in the morning to whatever weather exists outside your current bedroom windows. Occasionally as easy as making your morning elixir of ginger tea with a hint of Earl Grey and a couple dollops of fresh lemon juice in your favorite Jonathan Adler mug. It is unpredictable when your forgiveness journey will begin, because it'll always be a goal in which no one can rush. But if you choose to let the healing of what feels like 2 billion shattered pieces that are scattered between the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges begin, start by allowing yourself to recarve the sculpture of your heart how you want to see it now. That is healing. But how can you fall in love again, have a crush, enjoy the apprehensive time of working up the nerve to tell both of them your truths, and then some if you don't even try? And that was a poem we wrote today in Michael Simler's workshop. Thank you for hosting it.
Woo! Yes, thank you for starting us off with that. Please unmute yourselves and give Lizzie some love.
Thank
That's
you.
how you start a Thursday.
Way to set it off with that glue shit.
Thank you, fam.
Go.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Exactly. That's how you start us off. If you guys don't know, the way that we do things in this room is after each artist is given their chance to spit, we like to fill the room with love, right? Surround you, celebrate you, lift you, yell for you. There may not be another time this week, this month, this year that a whole bunch of crazy people who like to do what you do are going to yell for you. So we encourage you to soak all this love up, okay? And get loud for other people, right? It's nice to be encouraged. Okay, and Lizzie, what a great problem to have. Not having enough books because they all sold out. Get your money, honey. We love that. We love that. Make sure you get her book, with an S, okay? Because they're out there and they are wonderful. Thank you for being here, Lizzie, and starting us off with some new shit, as the squad has already said. We are moving along because we got a nice long list tonight. The next person up, I don't know if he's in the room yet, is Michael Schindler, but I don't see him here, which is okay whenever he does get here. If he does get here, I hope he does, because he is a monster in his own right. We will get him on. And I think the same case might be true for Eddie Foreman, which is all right. You know, he keeps it hot. So, you know, he probably got to cool down somewhere before he get here on time. That's okay. That's all right. So we are going to move along to the next person that is here, and that is Catman Bill. I'm glad to see you. Most times we either have you at the end or we don't get to see you. So I'm excited to hear what you got to share. Let me ask you to unmute yourself.
I'm absolutely shocked.
Me too, right? But it's a good shock.
Well, you know, I was mulling over what I was going to do. I thought I'd do a little stand-up. I didn't prepare for anything, and I'm still recouping from the last time I did it many, many months ago, in which nobody laughed because the subject matter was big butts. And you know, people can be sensitive about their butts, but I went through a big butt stage in the 80s. And I'm not going to slide into that. I'm going to do a little song, as you can see, but maybe I'll put some of my stuff together at a future point. So I'm going to do the song that I wrote last October, called Mama Rose. And it was inspired partially by a poem that I found online by a poet named Rosemary Bowen, a British poet that lives in Chile. And the short poem is: unquiet, furless animals, her hands are comforting each other on light blue cotton and pink and a piece of creamy silk. Still there is beauty in her face, all folded in upon itself. Her eyes have found a focus in the Milky Way. Her ears are turned to broadcast from distant nebulae. Acknowledging my touch, She almost turns to me. Her puzzled voice is hesitant. And who are you? And that led me into my last moments with my own mother. She looks at me with kindly eyes, smiles, and keeps asking why. Am I someone she ought to know? Maybe just someone she used to know. There's beauty still remaining. She finds me entertaining. Ears turn to unheard words that last. Anchored in some far off distant past. But who are you? She asks again. Are you my daddy or just a friend? Or are you my husband? No, mommy, I'm just your only son. She turns to me just one more time, puzzled by this voice of mine. Are you my daddy or just a friend? Yes, mommy, I know I am your friend.
Catman, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that story and that moment with us. Let me unmute everybody. Please give them some love for that.
That was good.
Yes,
Oh,
Catman.
it's just so
Thank you.
kind. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
That was beautiful.
sir.
Ooh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much and for sharing that. I think, many people have that story and not everybody shares it at all. We thank you for sharing it with music with us. And the music is always welcome here, as are you. Please make sure you check the chat. As I always say, don't leave any love behind. Your folk are bigging you up, taking your lines, doing wonderful things in the chat to uplift you. So please don't forget that, okay? All right. Yeah, see, people are still loving it. It's still going. It's still going. So please make sure you check the chat after you perform so we can love on you some more because that's what it's about. All right. The next person up is Generally Simo. Brian Franco. I'm very excited. Every time he's in the room, I'm either hungry or I'm deeply moved or both. So let's see what he's serving up this evening. Please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you and what's up.
I'll grab that to put in the chat a little bit later. Can I do a share screen? Is share screen available right now? If you go to the security and do the share screen for me.
So I'm not the one who would do that. RMT is in the back. He's gonna make you a co-host. Either him or Advocate.
Go ahead, Brian.
There we go.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, and okay, hold on one second. So, well, I'm gonna have to pull that back up later. Hold on one second. So the first, well, actually, I'm not gonna share the screen right now, but I'm gonna have to pull something up right before I share it. So just bear with me. Stop share. Is the photograph isn't showing through. Hold on. So the first poem is called The Tale of the Bloody Watermelon. I neglected to photograph a haphazardly broken half of a watermelon with an artful pool of blood red juice in an empty parking space in the Target parking lot. Its insides were absent all pulp, as if someone expertly had added with a melon baller, leaving only pith and skin. The other half was missing, as if the person who had dropped the melon placed it in a cloth Target bag and either deposited it into a trash can or left it in a shopping basket for an employee to deal with. I wonder why I cared about this watermelon when for the past 2 weeks I've been dealing with the erroneous cancellation of my health insurance due to a software glitch that cancels online payments after they're accepted. I consequently entered Target without retrieving my phone from my car to photograph the watermelon shell that might have won an avant-garde photography contest. As I made my way through the store, I decided to not purchase a seedless mini watermelon because the odds were against me. I might drop it on the pavement. And number 2, I'm going to try to pull up a photograph to, hold on, wait 1 second. Okay, hold on. To share, if I can re-find it. I just had it 2 seconds ago. Here we go. Let's see if that works. Okay, and share. I'm trying to share the screen. Here we go. Boom. I think that should share it. There we go. So this is the poem that goes with that. It's just called Make-What Monologue. And we're not seeing we're seeing the poem rather than the photographs right now, correct? Okay, hold on.
We're seeing the photographs.
We are seeing the photographs, right? Okay.
Yeah, yes, you're good.
Okay, hold on. Make-What Monologue. The wind is blowing. Leaves are rustling on branches hanging on for dear life. Crickets are chirping, crows are calling. A soul monarch feeds on goldenrod absent its kaleidoscope. The young wild lavender swamp asters are towering over the once proud Queen Anne's lace, who have dried up and gone to seed. Someone has left 2 canoes in Make-What Bay to fend for themselves. The water rushes to shore in rippling shallow waves. The clouds cannot decide whether they are made of cotton or unpolished pewter. The sun screams in silence and attacks my vision with a late September soliloquy. And then I'm going to try to pull up something else to share, which is this poem, which has a little shape to it. So bear with me 1 second. Sorry. Here we go. This is as part of something called Joined Up Writing, where it was over 100 poets from around the world. And each poet took part of the last line from the previous poem to make the first line of their poem. And so This was mine, which was the last poem in the book. It's called The Real Reason the Pyramids Were Built. I was told a decision I made can unravel my future, but time, AKA past, present, and future, is in a constant state of flux. Present becomes past when future happens. The cycle continues on a moment-by-moment basis ad infinitum. Think of time as a ball of yarn with just enough yarn to roll down the side of a Giza pyramid. One end of the ball of yarn is attached to a post at the top of the pyramid. As it rolls down the side of the pyramid, unraveling, a waggly-tailed Labrador retriever impatiently awaits its arrival because its owner had soaked a tennis ball in beef broth, let it dry out, then threaded and wrapped enough yarn to roll down the side of a Giza pyramid around the ball. As the ball of yarn unraveled, the desert wind sent the scent of beef to the dog. When the tennis ball arrived, the dog grabbed the ball in its mouth and pulled it till the final length of yarn exited the ball. Think of the complete ball of yarn as the past, which turned into the present as it unraveled, then finally became the future when the dog started gnawing at it. So if someone ever tells you a mistake you made could unravel your future, tell them the physics of time disallows for the future to unravel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. If you could just stop share screen, then I'll let everybody yell for you. All right. Awesome.
Gracias.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here and for sharing all your different types of art with us tonight. They were lovely. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Give Brian-
Thank you for explaining. That was such a phenomenal line.
And
That's just like a wonderful poem. Structure, everything.
my next Cafe Generalissimo will be next Monday, 5:30 until 7:45. Drop in whenever you want. Just leave whenever you want. Just don't bring any hate with you. And
That's
I also
right. Beautiful. Please put that in the chat.
I shall. Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. Like we said, there's a lot of people in here doing wonderful things. They've got their own workshops. They are being inspired by other people's workshops, creating new things and giving each other, and by each other, I mean us folks in the room, some more things to be inspired by. Thank you, Generalissimo, for a little bit of art in different forms for us to intake today. Memorable words, Umkonto says. Agreed. So now we're going to take it from the lovely words to the hot words with Eddie Foreman. He is also known as the fireman in here. So if you got any babies, any children, go and put them to bed, okay? Because this is the adult part of the show, okay? We usually, he's shaking his head. He ready. Okay. I'm going to ask you to unmute and y'all just buckle up, okay? And don't act like you haven't been warned, okay? Cool. Go ahead and let the folks know who you are and get into.
Sure, no problem. But at first, congratulations, my sister, for a wonderful open. She's gonna be the host of a nice open mic that's full of some sexual delights. All right, for November night. I'm sorry. Well, my name is Ed Fireman's my name. And ecstasy is my game. Hope everyone ready to feel some flames. All right. This is called Honey Essence. Your two lips precisely brisk my cheek. Our bodies getting loose and weak. My burning heart quickly sinks. Our stuffy clothes start to shrink. As I deeply inhale the spicy essence of her, my mind engulfed in white and pink blurs. Our proper sentences into messy slurs. Our scorching passions stir. Our bodies laid across milky, silky sheets, charmingly kissing our moist heat, licking and slurping our honey treats, emotional ocean enjoying our bitter sweets. Your warming touch comforts my thirsty soul, the heavily warm feeling in my crimson bowl, my lustful desire to unlock your secret keyhole. Our rushing emotions went out of control. Our bodies tremble with waves of pure ecstasy. Our shadows moving wild like a raging sea. our outburst groans of sweet, playful glees, our unashamed patterns of a naked tapestry. My lingering licks made your heart sing. Your holy water heavily leaks with rings. Your soft hands started to grip and cling. You and I felt bliss in anything with everything. I gently fell deep inside your pink crevice. I fused onto something moist and precious. I felt a rush of great warm and tender zealous. It was pure deafness with redness of wellness. I slowly thrust inside your pink sea. Your face looked calm at ease. I felt this blissful, passionate breeze. My ignition unleashed, but time freeze. I quickly brought up your sexual essence. You hold me close to taste your luminescence. Body stuck in a nightly moonlight trance. A night awakened by a burst of mature adolescence. Our feisty sexual energy sprouts. Our heavenly moans of echoes throughout. We dance wildly like a fresh young trout. Our wet bodies suffer from inner droughts. She's drenched by our joyful tears. The pesky radiant sun draws near. We had nothing to hide or fear. We yarn and quietly switch gears. Thank you.
Woo, hot, very hot. Please,
Thank you,
unmute
darling.
yourself. Thank you. You're welcome. Unmute yourself and let Ed know how you feel.
Ed always with the sensual.
Always. I love it.
Sounds
Great.
Tell him that fire, man. Fire for fire, man. Fire. Go ahead, what?
Look what you did to Elemental. Terrible, terrible. And we thank you for heating us up in here. Very spicy. We like it spicy. Okay, and thank you for the shout out. Those of you may know I do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. So I will also be hosting a sensual open mic in person on November 5th with Monica S. Martinez. You could check out my page for more of that. But that's about me, and this is about y'all, okay? So the next person up is Mr. Tezazomo, who is going to either sing to us or he is going to challenge us with the words or both. So let's see what can we get. Mr. Tezazomo, please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you and what's up. How you doing?
Certainly. Thank you. Folks can find me on Instagram under Gashes 2019. I got to jump in because I got to race fast. So when you run out of enemies, if an enemy did not exist, it would be necessary to invent one, said Nietzsche. It's the diagnosis of the stranger anxiety with an onset of about 8 months, the cognition that an unknown face is looking back, causing a burst of uncontrollable crying, expressing unhappiness over the discovery. Notice, not necessarily over the stranger. The affect, that proximity, the stranger of contingent, imminent locality, every single person forms a phenomenological cosmos of meaning, intentionality, and relation of desire and recognition. Existence as an unrepeatable concatenation coming into being from within existence itself. Here, there is no transcendence, only absolute immanence. We are not in something to something. It does not depend on an object or that we belong to a subject. When the subject or the object falls outside of immanence, it is taken as a universal subject or any other object to which immanence is attributed. It becomes distorted, vulnerable to disposition, for it finds in itself enclosed in the transcendent. Is the stranger the enemy, or the enemy the stranger? The anxiety of the stranger, the fear of the enemy, uncertainty and tension of what is other and different, the resolute strangeness taken for granted every day. Straddling between philosophical and psychoanalytic threads, do we fight or flight? What will resolve our thread, our response to fear, or a response to anxiety? The thread that takes many forms. We must move beyond conflation of difference, of anxiety, of strangers, of fear, of enemies. The Sigmund Bauman's distinction between enemy and stranger, between fear and anxiety, between existential and psychoanalytic. In a social regime where a logic of identity, the conception of group identity as essential or substantive, an enemy is someone who accepts the same terms of reference as we do, but who takes an oppositional stance. A stranger is someone who does not share the same horizon of intelligibility, whereas enemies are flawed friends. Strangers are undecidables, failing the binary oppositionality of the logic of identity. Enemies share common boundaries. We share the same appreciation of the rules. We meet our friends at the other side of responsibility, our enemies at the other point of the sword. My friends and enemies are contingent, proximal, local, and visceral. There are no clear rules for meeting a stranger. The strangers can't be the enemy. The stranger shares no boundaries, not even the same rules governing interaction. The stranger remains a constant threat to our world order or to my way of ordering the world. The stranger deprives me of all my psychological security. Fear is feeling of being threatened and anticipation of physical injury by a recognizable external object. Anxiety, a threat, but it is in absence of a specific object of attack. Fear is the ability to focus on a particular agent that threatens. Anxiety can't focus on a particular threatening object. One feels threatened, but there is no thing. There is either no thing, or am I in two minds, attracted and repelled, excited and fearing, desiring and resisting an object? Let me jump ahead real quickly. The white South African created ghettos for the blacks, turned South Africa into a ghetto where he lives, cut off from Africa and the world. The deployment of empty signifiers via ideology, the stranger is conflated to the enemy to provide the false psychological closure that anxiety retains open. We are a nation that from its inception has always had an enemy. Red strangers, brown strangers, sand strangers, jungle strangers, ghetto strangers, colorized strangers. If we fall for the discourse of translating anxiety into fear, it's because our identity, constructed of semiotically slippery categories, fails this world. When the stranger refuses to be the enemy, when we run out of enemies, we turn ourselves into enemies.
Ooh, I told y'all, please unmute yourselves and give them.
I didn't catch that. Can you repeat
Oh, that was a Tiz talk complete.
Lock down, Tiz.
Run out of enemies.
Oh.
That's heavy. Appreciate
So,
that.
Wow,
man.
that was deep.
Bars on bars on bars, and then some more bars that you didn't catch. So if you need to run that back, we are also streaming to YouTube. So if there's anything that you didn't catch, you know, you had to run to the bathroom, you're like, wait, I gotta run that back. Let me slow that down, because his brain was just exploding too fast in my ears. You can definitely check out the show and run it back. Thank you so much, Mr. Tezazomo, for blessing us with that and reminding us that the two-edged sword can also have two blades at the end, at each end, right? A little bit for you, a little bit for me, based on perspective. Please put your information in the chat so those of us who are blown away by you can continue, if we don't already, follow and be a fan, you know, make a friend. Don't be shy up in here, okay? Because I don't know if you noticed, but we don't really do shy too well. Okay, so next person up who is breaking out of the shy box to be here with us is Messiah. So please listen, if you didn't have your dictionary out before, go on to get it. Okay, don't do this to yourself, all right? Because it's going to get quite lyrical in just a moment. Let me unmute Messiah, let the folks know where they can find you on these internets if you want to, no pressure, and then get into your jump.
Thanks, Ray Jane. It's great to be here again. I'll put my information in the chat when I'm finished. But now I'm going to read two poems. The first is an old one. I read it on the Monday night open mic, but I'm going to read it again. It's called Ascent of Mind. What is the foundation of reality? Where exoteric corporeality and esoteric phenomena are bonded to the intrinsic principle of being, wed in authentic ascent of mind, we are born to the insatiable ground of ourselves, the metaphysic of cosmos, the paramount deliverance of the soul. Of soul, the essential is manifest, where to be is the slightest gravity of universal mind, whence to exist becomes elusive subjection before the magnanimity of life. To approach self from the breakthrough of one's higher self is the meeting of all existence as a union of transcendental beauty. It is the Amen of the Christian, the Prakriti Purusha of Hindus, the Wujud of the Sufi. Love is what binds as an elemental force which will never escape our experience. For it is the very edge of humanity. In the everlasting mystique of our being, our very human spirit lies the arche of love, giving alms in the dark, a blessing in the phantasm of emptiness. Reality is the seed of our obscure order, not what we know, but the knowledge we deeply embody. What reality seems to me is the brief occurrence of life, within which we are involved both universally and infinitesimally, elusively interwoven but free, here and now, then and before, later and gone, both mystery and clarity. Together, we are life's epiphany. In this, I wonder, is life somehow a mystery to its own knowledge? And this is the newest poem I've written. It's called Facing Happiness. Grasping, like the dissolute body of death's innate morphology toward life's restorative communion. From guilt and rancor as the crucible of my reflection in you, to the exultant peaks of intelligible feeling, contriving a sense of being, lost to personal sin, I begin to spread my petals, opening to the sun and promise of life's immaterial succor. Am I not a reason in myself to be, and to be with the beauty of intrinsic life? Happiness would seem promised by invocation alone, drawing nearer to you, as you are life's radiant seduction, tasting the accession of love's embodied prism, bending toward bedlam, the enlightenment of my mind, emerging from you, the necessary cause of perfection. And finally, thoughts of affirmation, thoughts of golden tresses, revealed my desperate depths, evolving towards solace through your passionate will. Yet still, I seek, for I know that happiness crawls when it is newborn and crawls to a stop when it is old. But I see that time moves slower now that my life is met in the wisps of affection, and my mind, now a brief reflexive moment of the cosmos' celestial birth, its ascent, its daybreak. Thank you.
Come on, new shit. We here for it. Please unmute yourselves and yell for Messiah.
Oh,
Wow.
yes, Messiah.
Wisdom.
yeah.
Love
Daybreak
that.
right?
Oh
Deep
man,
dive,
that
bro.
part about happiness
Poetry is like a
crawling
sunrise.
when it's a
Messiah.
newborn,
Keep writing them.
and
Keep
then
writing them
when it gets
sunrises,
old.
man. For real.
Look what you did to some Conto. Y'all just messing each other up. That's what y'all came here to do, is mess each other up. That's cool. We appreciate it. Thank you, Messiah, for bringing us some old shit and some new shit. So for those of you who are new to the space, whenever we say we got new shit, we don't mean poop. You know, that would be weird. You know, you didn't sign up for that. We mean new poetry, new pieces. We invite you, we encourage you to try out your new stuff here. You know, there's love here in the room. So you know nobody's going to disrespect your working art. Okay, so we thank you for bringing that. So as you are in your process and processing, yeah, it's a mountain of poop. It's true. We wouldn't do that, right? Right, Burn? We wouldn't do that. Unless you got a whole bunch of new shit, in which case you just keep coming back every Thursday. It's all right. Okay. So for the next person who always comes back every Thursday with some new shit, this is a perfect segue actually, and is usually bringing with him a mountain of energy to bring and fill this room with. We are blessed to have him, blessed to meet him in person and hug him and feel his energy in the room, in the New York space, and returning to us again with all his gusto. It's Gustav. So we are going to unmute and get excited for what you have to share. It's all right. Listen, what we'll do is I'm gonna go to the next person. I'm gonna come back to you so you can get some time to try to, check that out and work it out. Don't worry. We're not gonna miss your new shit because I already done gave you a whole big up. We can't just, get the people excited and then let them down. We can't do that. So I'm just gonna go to the next person. And while you work on that, come and see exactly what we said. Technical difficulties happen. Just jump out, jump back in. When he comes back in the room, we'll get him on. All right. In the meantime, we're going to move along to Marlena. Is Marlena here? Let me see if I see you in here. I don't think Marlena is here. Okay, well, we're going to keep it moving.
No, they changed. She's here. She renamed herself to Sunshine.
Oh, you trying to confuse me, Sunshine? Why are you trying to confuse me like this? Let me unmute Sunshine. And Juice, is that her? Hi, you're a little choppy with the audio. There you go. How you doing? I'm good. Your video is cutting out just a little bit.
That is because I am in one room to the next.
Oh, okay. But we're excited to hear you. And please do let us know if this is the first time that you're here on the Thursday night, because we got special love just for you at the end, if it is. Okay.
Well, this is actually my first time Thursday and my first time to New York, period. So.
Oh, snap. All right, so all that lets us know is that we get to be loud and obnoxious, even more than usual, for you at the end of your piece. So no matter what you do, how it goes, please know you got love on the other side of this waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, do your thing, and welcome.
Okay, as she shared, my stage name is Sunshine and Juice. I am a page poet who started reading poetry on open mics for those who felt like that was the way to validate your voice. So my first piece is called Untitled. I'm good for an untitled piece. And now you have face. What you fill it with? Everything that glints the green, exuberant hues and the love I'm determined to my mind, heart,
Sunshine,
space. Yes,
you're
ma'am.
breaking up just a little. I know sometimes it helps for some artists when they're moving between rooms, just to maybe turn your video off and just do audio so it could come through.
How's that sound?
All right, that's better, much better.
Wi-Fi. I had turned it off today.
Uh-oh.
All right, well, I'm gonna run it back. If you suggest for me, I will.
Uh-oh. I think it's hating on you, Sunshine. It's hating on you. Yeah. Hey, I see you, Ron. I think she jumped out. That's okay. That's all right, right? So this is just an exercise, folks, right? We're not gonna freak out. And just in time, Gustav is back. So we're gonna jump to the gusto, and whenever Sunshine joins us again, we are going to get her back on so she could get the love she deserves, okay? So Gustav, we are going to come over to you and give you another shot at bringing us the gusto. No gusto. It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. Listen, we are adaptable in this space, okay? As poets, life comes along and does whatever it wants to us, and we usually just write about it, okay? But in this situation, we're just gonna live through it. And Gusto, are you able to unmute yourself? It's still not working. All right. Heard a little something. Okay. It's okay. No, it's not coming through. It's all right. It's all right. The devil is a liar, as my mama would say. That's okay. We are gonna move along to Ike. I hope that things kind of work out. Gustav, if you ever get it worked out, please let me know because I'll throw you on in the middle, at the end, wherever. Okay. So in the meantime, Ike, I'm going to unmute you and we are going to allow you to get into your piece.
This one is all about rain. In California, the effect of rain is a miracle. Grass grows everywhere, they say. Well, we had rain about 10 days ago, and that for one full day, and that for the first time since the end of last April. This one is all about rain. Rain in Verona, or a finger on Highway 1. Juliet gave me the finger on Highway 1. I wished I knew why. And after all, what have I done to excite her on that rainy day? 6,000 miles away, Bella Italia, Verona. Under a bleak mantle inside that dreary cover of a rainy winter night, drops of sweet melancholy. I'm listening, I'm counting, that persistent again and again, drip, drip, and so every drop echoed by trenching reality, that relentless talk, 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 a rhythm all of its own, promises never made too soon, reminiscing that abandoned balcony top. And I, once young, and I was God. That year, that day, that place, where I met Juliet, innocence now stuck in the cracks of time. Stone and mortar hides your lovely name. Give me back, return to me, my youth, once so sublime. I will be your lover, that careless forever, that exotic endeavor, intoxication all but mine. Let us be in dulci jubili, auch das Schöne muss sterben. Freude, schöner Götterfunke. Another love song, too soon to end, but why? Nothing was to die. Glitter, clamor, clutter, garbage, screaming, a life of TV joy. The raging blood spills into ruby red wine, morning, noon, and dinner time. Ancient voices ricocheting tragedy from the Roman Colosseum, fighting men and wild beasts every day. Today, exciting voices tear your heart, keeping alive the pompous opera. The aria of Juliet is all jubilating the heart of mine. Memory only, that returning midnight tantrum of screeching graffiti, protest by design. Walls mixing colors of the many lovers, aerosol messages changing all the time. Giuseppe Torelli's musical scores washing down that sluggish, dirty water. Poor Adige, history's river, so polluted, for all I see. But I want to reminisce about me. Beauty has gone to bed, floating within, but else that infinite thing called time. I look at you, I talk to you, I question you. Motions penetrate skin, a heave and a sigh, ever so delicate, ever so refined. Raindrops in Verona, a spell of romance. That thick fragrance of dark, sweet sorrow, that drip, drip, talk, drip, drip, talk. My last embrace I borrow from these lovers of the dead. I kiss her lullabies tomorrow, and then sleep tight, she said. Yearnings that follow beyond imagination. My borrowed bed, still warm, embossed are those haunting shadows of Juliet and mine. And there I stand, with my crutch on life, and stare at you. Do I sob Or is it pouring rain? What does it matter now? I'm still in love. Beyond again. Like the exiled Dante, I walk my way. Beatrice, a deity stronger than I, shall rule all over me. Yet nothing seems any more to be. Toothless is that nourishing hope. Now that I reached ambition's satisfied pinnacle, life's energy, use, occupy such privileged dream. And I tackle now, with my last breath, the same old same. My vipers wipe my tears that run on a soggy highway one. Juliet gave me that middle finger that was meant for me. Juliet, will you make love to me? It does not matter if it is on highway one, in the car, or anywhere else, or even somewhere better. Yes, heavy rain was falling on highway one. Juliet gave me that finger. Now, you tell me, how much better would you have done? Thank you.
No, thank you, Ike. That was wonderful. Please unmute yourselves. Give him some
That was
love.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was so beautiful.
words.
I love your
Yes.
words.
Right,
Yes.
man.
Woohoo!
Never ceases to amaze.
Absolutely.
Yes. Love you.
Yes, we love a good woohoo. Who hit the woohoo in here? I like that. Thank you. That's great. You deserve every bit of that woohoo. Thank you for all those words. So many lines. Please check the chat for the love that's waiting for you. I see Sunshine jump back in the room. Sunshine, hit me on the private DMs and the Zooms if and when you are ready to give it another shot. We have space for you. Okay, we will make space for you. All right. In the meantime, in between time, we're gonna jump over to an OG in the space. OG in the house. OG in the house. We need to make that a little song. That's what we're gonna do next time. Every time we got an OG. OG in the space. All right. So Ngoma is up next, and y'all again, buckle up. Buckle up. All right, and again, don't act like you ain't been warned, okay? Please unmute yourself and go and let the folks know what you came to share.
Hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Absolutely, go on.
All right. So some people think I'm a musician, but sometimes I might consider myself as being a sound architect. And this is why. New millennium dream. I snort wheatgrass juice for breakfast. It opens my third eye to the Most High, telling me not to use my stomach as a cemetery for dead animals. I party with 40s of carrot juice, ginger, and beets. Helps my tantric love last. I smoke blunts of poetry, shifts my paradigm, helps me rhyme on time. In time, if there is time, I question it, but now I question everything. It's this telepathy, perhaps you've heard of me. I communicate with trees, they tell me gossip. Their roots run deep to the center of the universe. I open chakras too, I use my didgeridoo for cultural healing when I play for you. These similes and metaphors open the doors to your mind that was shut. That's why we're in such a rut. But I channel knowledge from the kingdom of King Tut. I was a citizen of Atlantis in a past life. That's why I swim through this illusion that you think of as life. This one of pain and strife, where you'll be in prison for eternity until your mind breaks free and you can really see things can change when you question authority. Like the elimination of reincarnation in 325 AD. I have no use for a compass. I read the earth's blueprint. Don't believe in owning land or paying landlord's rent. I always give praise to the 7 directions. I know that the soul is an act of perfection. We're all made in the image of God, but God has no body. So I study the travel of the soul. It never grows old, at least that's the way that you think of as old. For soul is eternal, never ending. The kingdom of heaven is within. There are spirits seen and unseen. Spirits known and unknown, singing life is full of riddles that only the dead can answer. If you listen, you can hear them in the echoes of the wind, chanting siren sounds from the place that time began. There goes that word again. I believe in all things as opposed to those who believe in nothing. I am the center of the crossroads that all souls travel through, a traverse point in the cosmos protected. I live in all worlds, exist in all things. Place your palms to mine, retrieve your memory. There's a TV screen in the third eye, viewing the Akashic records from the Most High. Trace your roots and return to the light. Hatapu.
What we supposed to do now? What are we supposed to do now? Just what are we supposed to I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and talk to say something if you can. Unmute your
Go,
I'm fucking broken. He broke me.
What
the fuck just happened?
What are we supposed to do
What
now?
just happened?
Like, what are we supposed to do now after that?
That's over. It's over.
You already know.
We witnessed an ascension here.
That was a whole performance, a whole like.
That was so
Man
captivating.
got OG in his
Beyond
name
belief.
already.
The ceremony. That was like a ceremony. It wasn't even a performance.
Listen, I'm gonna shut down this, and I'm just kidding. But Ngoma, come on. I tried to tell y'all, right? Didn't I say before we started, I said buckle up, right? And some of y'all was eating your chips and your crackers, like, whatever, Ray Jane, da-da-da. And then he hit y'all with the didgeridoo, and I said, That's it right there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Transcendence. Everywhere you took us, we needed to be. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for making yourself a portal, a machine of transport with your words, for being an architect in this room and showing us what that means. Yup, Elemental said #masterclass. In fact, all facts. Okay? Y'all make sure and y'all follow Ngoma, y'all buy his book, you just follow him around, okay? Because that's what I do. I don't know if y'all noticed, that's what I do. Okay. So we are going to move along to the next artist. Sunshine, I got you. Gonna go into the next artist, and after Bianca, we're gonna try and get Sunshine back on here so we could get that sunshine in our lives. Bianca, you are up. And I know you gonna kill it too, because you got your own fire, right? Everybody's got their own ancestors speaking through them. So we're excited to hear what yours have to say. Okay? So please unmute yourselves and do your thing.
Well, first of all, now I feel like I'm healed. Can't trauma dump now. I've just been healed. But yeah, this piece is about healing. And now I feel a lot better reading it following that performance. That was amazing on all levels. Yeah, so my name is Bianca. You can find me on Instagram, on Venmo, if you want to give me a pretty penny, because this is what I do. This is the livelihood. But yeah, let me drop those links down. I also have my first feature coming up on October 11th with a time to arrive. So if you guys want to tune in, and there's also an open mic following my feature, please spit something for you guys, you know. So this piece I actually did in an art define workshop with Miss Ray Jane and Paul Conqueso. And this one is called The Ways We Heal Through the Eyes of Collateral Beauty. Any ailment can be cured by a mother's trust and Vicks Vapor Rub. There's some comfort in a teacher's will to give children an ice pack and a Band-Aid for any injury less than a 911 call. A father's lack of emotional capacity can nurture the anger in you and coddle the trauma as a lovely lullaby you yearn for in every lost soul you meet in life. Losing people who are still alive are the subtle grievances you can never truly recover from, because you'll cross paths with a ghost at least a couple times in your lifetime. It's a version of healing that's returning what no longer serves you. Healing is collateral beauty. The damage done is beauty at the expense of our gratitude. Healing is remodeling and recycling our truth into a blissful renaissance. Healing is thriving through broken homes, shattered faith, and resistant grief. A dismembered soul due to the anguish the mind endures through. Cutting through rigorous conversation because wasting breath is suffocating. Reaching for insight to feel more void approaching as if the ocean isn't deep enough already. Drowning in our own reassurance, carrying the anchor of glory, yet it's something we're bound to. Personifying standards to understand the over-glorified epitome of beauty. Not understanding the essence of what builds us up will always be a part of us, even if we leave ourselves. Using a form of expressive protection against something that is non-existent, yet we claim we embody existential intelligence as if we're godly creatures. We're all versions of myths to follow, begging people to believe so it doesn't leave us hollow. Then we become so jaded we're damn near too shallow. But how much more will we allow? Torturing the pleasant cycles of insomnia like an invitation of temptation that leaves you feeling more alone. Yet you hope it lures you into the abyss because that's where you really thrive, in the damage of it all. Using the darkness as a shield of blame until there's nothing else left. That's relatable, right? I guess this is a beautiful mind, the way we heal. Waiting for the next gear to turn, but never knowing what direction it'll spin. But now we've stemmed beyond the scope of consideration. Healing is remodeling love, reconstituting time, and redirecting death. These three things have connected every one of us together. We want love, we always wish for more time, and we fear death. But what happens when we pull on the string that connects us all? Do we thrive in tangles or become undone in our own ways? Thank you.
Do we thrive in tangles or become undone? What? Please unmute yourselves and give Bianca some love.
Bianca.
Bianca.
I love that.
Tell
What happens when we tag it?
Tell them, Bianca, tell them.
That connects
Tell
us
them
all.
about it.
As Elemental says, tell them about it, okay? Thank you for being here and sharing your magic. I'm glad that you got some healing and you chose to heal us, right? That's beautiful. We appreciate you for sharing that. Please follow Bianca and make sure you go to her feature so she knows her community is with her. That's what we do. We follow each other around and yell. That's pretty much it, okay? That's the entire gist of the community, Okay, just in case you didn't know. It's a fact. It's a fact. So, speaking of yelling, we're glad to have Sunshine back with us, and we are excited. You see, we've been really just training the whole time since you was gone for how we were going to yell for you. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet and unmute you and let you get into your piece. So glad you came back.
You know what? I'm doing the best I can. The sun is going to shine no matter what. So my first piece is Untitled. Like I said, if you guys have suggestions, I'll gladly receive those. Now you have space. What will you fill it with? Everything that glints of green, yellows, exuberant hues, and sex. The love I am determined to make to the Black spaces of my heart and my mind. I will fill this space with mountains, snow-dipped peaks waiting for me to plant my flag and my feet at the highest heights. I will win, and then I will win some more. I got to prove it to myself what I got all these slashes on my back for. You see, I got a rapport with the only one that matters, who will hide me in his mini right pocket, replace every tear, every scar, every pain, every sore borrowed, and then I will fill this space with life, a life I am awake for, a life I died to be awake for. I will fill this space with love. Now, that was my first one. My second one, I'll confess, it's a little spicy, just a little bit. So I'm gonna take you guys on a journey with me. Are you gonna let me fuck? And for a second, my self-worth fell lower than my smile. Why can't I find love? Because I'm beautiful, a shiny thing, made an object, something to fuck, lust, possess, not love, a walking mold of art, no heart. Infuriated to find that I have depth, self-worth, and perceived value that can't be bought with compliments, dollars and cents. I got common sense. And your wife's sixth sense is why you keep getting that glimpse of, nigga, I see you, I perceive you. And you assume that I was too naive to pick up what you was putting down. I ain't smiling past your bullshit. I'll call it like I see it and hit you with a frown as I turn around. I ain't backing down nor lowering my crown. I'm embarrassed for you. Ashamed to say I once adored you. I won't whore for you or be insecure for you. You see, old me would have been flattered. A smile and a demure dismissal of disrespect, lest you forget I said old me. I ain't heard no more and ain't shit about me free or nice or sweet or naive. You ain't shit, and with me, you get no reprieve. How dare you think you could step to me any other way than on your knees? I'm a queen. I do, I get, and I go as I please. And that don't mean fucking on some unhappy, sloppy seconds. The God who sees all hears your tawdry advances, and he reckons you don't know the value of that woman's heart, her love, the blessing that you got. But I do. She is you. She's a reflection of me too. And I'll show and I'll prove that despite your disrespect and me, a goddess is who you gonna get. Filled with regalia and knowledge beyond the stars, a honey to heal your scars, the throat of a muse, to sing your tension loose, make love to all your unhealed parts. My scars blend into your skin like ripples blown across sand. Speak to this pussy slowly and tell her your commands. I'll birth them for you like Alakazam. For you. No, you. No, you. The king I haven't found yet. The one whose eyes I can't forget. I see them when I rest my mind, when I sleep, as I pray. I see them in my future, shifting everything that is in my heart's desire out of the way. You see, I know what I want. I've heard the call of my heart. She sings me to you as I sleep breathlessly, waiting for your hand to find mine and our lives to finally start. And those are those two.
Ooh, Yes, Sunshine, we're so glad we were able to get you on so we can get both of that fire, okay, that winning and that spice. So since it's your first time in this space, what we do for anybody who comes for the first time to the New Yo, any of our spaces, we'd like to shower you with love. So we are going to unmute and asking everyone to tell you what they would have liked to hear on their first time in a new space like this, okay? So please unmute yourselves and give us a love.
You stuck.
One
of We're gonna be at every Thursday.
One of us.
Welcome. Don't let anyone else tell
Ray
you
Jane
that
takes
you're
roles,
not
so.
right? You have just graduated beyond the page.
This is where you're meant to be.
Big facts, all right? Somebody let you know you done messed up, okay? So every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, you no longer can say that you don't have a safe space to jump up off that page in. This is your space. This is your community. If you are looking for one, you found it. If you need love, you found it. So you can come and find us here, whether you are sharing or just sharing in the energy in the background, you are more than welcome. You'll also notice I posted a little piece of your poem because I'm always back here stalking all y'all, okay? So on Instagram, there's a little bit of your piece as well, just so you can know and the world can know that you've been welcomed in to this community. You are now one of us, and we are so excited to have you. Thank you, Sunshine. All right, we're gonna move from one piece of sunshine to the next. I'm trying to get through everybody. We done had a lot of technical difficulties, and Burn Bridges has been making his face and his whole entire jammy jam looking good for us, so we don't want to waste any little bit of that, okay? So I'm going to ask you to unmute, Burn, and let you get into your stuff. Go ahead, do your thing.
Hey, I'm not gonna plug myself that much tonight. I'm gonna plug my friends. I have some friends who are on tour right now who release an album tomorrow. They're called Lung, cello and drums. It's interesting. Check it out. It's interesting. Singer used to be an opera singer. lung.bandcamp.com. I dropped in there. Check out their album tomorrow if you want. They're gonna be in Brooklyn. Late October, I think. Okay, I'm gonna play a song that I wrote like yesterday, and it's only one chord really, so I'm gonna give you some visuals to go along with it. Here we go. Shows a week, all for my dogs. They curl up at my feet, they never look my way. Not a big leap from the gigs we used to play. I'm not alone in this, but I'm alone. I'm not alone in this. to write my songs so I could play them for my friends. Now the songs are my friends. Where have you gone? I used to write for you, only you. It felt like a blood bond. Now my veins are dry. Where have you gone? Someone's listening to this, but no one's listening. I'm not alone in this, but I'm alone. Someone's listening to this, but no one's listening. I'm not alone in this, but I'm alone.
Thank you, Burn. Thank you, Burn. You're not alone in this, but sometimes we do feel alone. Please unmute yourselves and give them some love.
Yeah,
Burn.
Powerful.
Yeah. Bravo.
Damn, Burn.
Wonderful.
That's exactly how you
Fine.
burn it down. From top to bottom.
I'm about to
Can
go
you guys
on
hear me?
Really fine. Powerful.
online. New Eureka Poets Cafe.
Absolutely. Beautiful piece. Thank you, thank you, thank you for reminding us and being real, and bringing us some new shit. Always with some visuals in the background. You touching all these senses, and we appreciate you for activating us, okay? That is exactly what we need. And the music is filling the room, and we are so here for it, okay? So we are going to move on to our next musical artist who may be giving us some poetry, some music, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's always the truth. He brings us the truth and makes us face it. Joski, please unmute yourself and get into it.
Hey, Ray Jane. So I've got a poem and a song. This is called Two Storms. We flew into a hurricane, watched trees limbo and twist in the sideways rain. Desperate travelers, we sought respite within walls of a city hotel. Soon, wind began to wail. Objects not nailed down sliced the air like meteorites arcing over the bed. So I clasped my hands behind my head, surveyed the floor for damages and for distance to the door. Nowhere is safe, no one is warm, forced to choose between two storms. And this is a new song. This is for the governor of Texas, or about the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida. Abbott and DeSantis posing for the cameras, preening for the MAGA, competing for the mantle. They put migrants on a bus. They put migrants on a plane, lying to the ones who seek asylum. They dumped them on a vacant lot where sunshine bends, it ain't as hot. A city or an island in the north. They put migrants on a bus. They put migrants on a plane, lying to the ones who seek asylum. Governors gone mad, they're laughing when it's sad. And DeSantis posing for the cameras, preening for the MAGA, competing for the mantle. They put migrants on a bus, they put migrants on a plane, lying to the ones who seek asylum, lying to the ones who seek asylum.
Woo! Thank you, Joski, for that truth. Before I unmute, or actually let me unmute and let everybody give you your love. Go ahead and unmute.
Joski.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
the truth.
this Floridian loved it.
Week is now
street now.
in alignment now that Joski C has shared his incredible artistry with the world.
Yes.
Thank you, Joski.
Every time.
Can I remind everybody, please vote. It's so important. Women's rights are on the ballot. Democracy's on the ballot. It's so important.
Very true. Important. Nothing to laugh about. Although I know Joshua's in the back with some friends. Thank you for that reminder. And I also just want to take a second to apologize to Burn Bridges for using the wrong pronouns when talking about your work and addressing you. That is very important in this space. I appreciate everyone who let me know, or for the folks who let me know that. I'm just a human being like everyone else. I make mistakes. And I think it's important for us to stand in our mistakes and be apologetic when we do make those mistakes. So I do hope that you can forgive me for that. And I'm saying it out loud as opposed to just in a message, because I don't think that if I made a mistake out loud that I should not correct myself out loud, right, as well. So I asked you to put your pronouns in your Zoom boxes for a reason, and I don't want to disrespect that. So please do take my apology to heart, I hope, because I certainly did not mean to offend you. Okay, so like we said, we're about love and respect in this room, and sometimes you have to humble yourself to do that properly. Okay, so I appreciate you for allowing me to be a human in this space with you. All right, the next human up to share their particular brand of magic is Aaliyah. Please do let us know first if I'm saying your name correctly, right? Again, we're gonna get that right. And then also if this is your first time in the space, so we can also love on you properly as well. Please unmute and let us know where we can find you and what you got to share.
Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing good. Yes, you're pronouncing it right. It's Aaliyah, thank you. And this is
Aaliyah, you muted. I think you might have muted yourself. I think your mic is muted, Aaliyah. Let me ask you to unmute again. There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Good?
go ahead.
Okay. So this poem is called Acquiescence, and it's just the unreluctant acceptance of letting go. I kind of wrote this when I was in a dark place, so I hope it brings light to anybody who needs it tonight. That kind of rhymes, so that's a good thing. So here we go. I want to grow old so that I can prove to myself that I broke the mold. It's not a matter of fact of reaching my destination, but standing there in the light of what my being achieved. Thinking I would not escape the box that seemed to suffocate me all the time, and finally carving something new. Maybe it's a fact when I finally grabbed the box cutter, carving out my own shapes instead of letting the consuming thoughts of what I should be invade my mind. I always knew she was somewhere, fighting to come out of the shell, and I know I put her through hell when I hid her so well. Afraid of judgment when I was the only one handing out the verdicts. I was tired of being trapped in the confines of my own mind. So I searched for another way, and I keep searching, hoping to cross some semblance of where I'm supposed to go. Some days I feel really close. Other days the light slips from the crevices in my hand as I try to run and catch it, catching ghosts only to be left haunted. A quiescence in the fluorescent lights, trying to catch an essence of what the main character of my story is supposed to do. Caught between the paths of life, I die as I make a wrong turn, only to find another path in my wake.
Yes, that was wonderful. First of all, is this your first time with us? I mute you. I got you.
Yes, it is. It's my first time.
Oh, welcome, welcome. All right. Now you know what's going to happen. So everybody, y'all know what to do. So let me unmute you and go ahead. Please bring her in with some love. Go ahead. We got
Welcome,
two
Aaliyah.
Oh yeah, one of us. One of us. One
You
of
know what it
us.
is.
One
You just
of
messed up
us.
too. Now every Thursday you gotta be here.
Gotta be here.
Sharing your
New
work,
additions
sharing
to
your
the
energy
family.
with
I
this
love it.
community. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Woo, we are fertile tonight. We got what? At least 2 new babies. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, Leah. We love having you. Thank you for that piece. As they said, you done messed up, you done messed up, you done messed up. So every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, you also can find family here, whether that's to share or listen. We invite you back to this space whenever, however often. We know sometimes real life goes into the way and you got to do your thing, but just don't let that happen too often. We won't hold it against you, okay? Cool. Please put your information in the chat so that we know where to find you in the meantime, in between time. Okay, we're always excited for new voices. And good news, I think the Gusto has found a headset. Is that right? We're going to give it a shot. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
How's this? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will take advantage while every tech problem in the world has taken over today. This is American apartheid. Slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and institutional racism, American apartheid, a nation built on genocide. Lynching then to police-sanctioned murder today. We must confront this. It won't go away. But they try to cover it all up, calling it CRT, erasing our bloody history to reinforce white supremacy, a nightmarish fascist fantasy. Don't tell me I'm overreacting now. By inaction and silence, we will allow theocracy to rise in the USA. American apartheid is here to stay. Freedom, a dream denied. Where were you when democracy died? Okay, this is a cover. It's Brian Eno's Backwater. Backwater, we're sailing at the edges of time. Backwater, we're drifting at the water line. Oh, we're floating in the coastal waters, you and me and the porter's daughters. Ooh, what to do, not a sausage to do. And the shorter of the porter's daughters dips her hand in the deadly waters. Ooh, what to do in a tiny canoe. Blackwater, there were 6 of us, but now we are 5. We're all talking to keep the conversation alive. There was a senator from Ecuador who talked about a meteor that crashed on a hill in the south of Peru and was found by a conquistador who took it to the emperor, and he passed it on to a Turkish guru. His daughter was slated for becoming divine. He taught her how to split and define. But if you study the logistics and heuristics of the mystics, you will find that their minds rarely move in a line. So it's much more realistic to abandon such ballistics and resign to be trapped on a leaf in the vine. Backwater, we're sailing at the edges of time. Backwater, we're drifting at the water line. Oh, we're floating in the coastal waters, you and me and the porter's daughters. Ooh, what to do, not a sausage to do. And the shorter of the porter's daughters dips her hand in the deadly waters. Ooh, what to do in a tiny canoe. Thank you so much for tolerating my problems tonight. Have a great night, everyone.
You are in good company, and we're so glad to get that gusto. We was gonna get it. We was gonna get it one way or the other. Please unmute yourselves and give him some love. He deserves it.
Gotta get my gusto.
Go,
Gotta get my gusto.
Always with the gusto.
Yes.
Let's go.
We had to get you in there. See, there was a perfect example for everyone that you got to keep pushing, right? The universe will make a way for you if you stay committed. Sometimes you got to add extra equipment to your business to get it out there. And we are willing to work with you because we want what you have to say. All right, speaking of wanting what you have to say, this next artist Munsif is returning to us, and we are always so glad to see you. Hey, I'm going to unmute you and let you get right into your thing. Go ahead.
How's it going, Neo fam? So happy to see everybody. So I got just one piece for y'all today. It's called I'm Not Wrong. Oh, my tone sounds wrong. Our credit card debt has left us in dangerous debts. Our only therapists are cannabis and Percocet. We're killing ourselves with something like Fent. Too many guns, not enough healthcare. You're taught to hate from when you're born, but you dare to ask me what's wrong? The word wrong is cheap, skin deep, an excuse from elected thieves. Wrong in itself is wrong, a 5-letter word, imaginary, just like finis and verb, devised by those too minuscule to understand what you carry within. Wrong is a singular syllable slice of slander, petrifying petty people, too gutless to carry anything more than dogma in the crevices of their consciousness. Wrong is nothing but a substitute used by power-hungry prostitutes who see no inclusion but only their delusions. This idea of wrong turns well-meaning men into psychopaths, shriveling on their thrones like jumping jacks, who entered the game with what they thought was right until they saw temptation and greed inside. You know I can go on and on and on, so don't turn yellow like a bowl of corn. Kick and scream and fight for your rights, or your spirits will perish into the dying night. Be the angel that cuts out tongues using the light. Leave them with smiles like the Joker's pride. Take their teeth home and wear them like it's your birthright. I mean no harm, but you should cut these lies up. Leave them suitless, gutless, and looking like schmucks. If you don't like what you heard when I'm through, fuck what you think and you take your morals with you. I've been humming like a jam band, but I'll do some prog rock. I'm 200 steps ahead of you, like Mr. Spock. So don't tempt me again into opening my mouth, because when I'm done, I'll create revolutionaries in the crowd. If you still want to talk about right or wrong, there's the door. So long. Thank you.
Ooh, that's right. Give them the door, okay? Please unmute yourselves and give themselves some love.
All love, baby. All.
Oh yeah.
Tell them. Don't let
Right?
that doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you, baby. Go on, take
That's
that with you.
right. Go on, take it with you. That's right. That's right. Wrong. Nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you that. Okay. Thank you. And please put your information in the chat so your new friends can find you and follow you. All right. We're always so happy to have you here and sharing your pieces with us. All right. We are going to jump across the seas to our international brother who has joined us. We're always glad to see and especially to hear him. But I'll let you experience that for yourself. Umesh, please unmute yourself and get into your piece.
Hey, Regine, thanks a lot. It's amazing to be here. Hello, everyone. You can follow me on Unmesh Mohitkar, Facebook and Instagram. And I got open mic, Let's Unmesh Life every Saturday, 11:30 a.m. New York time. And here we go. This is something which I wrote last week for Advocate. So, yeah. Living dead I was, wandering directionless, when you were not with me. You arrived and started ruling my heart, body, and mind. You infused life in me. You told me that I was alive and breathing. You told me, touching me lovingly and caringly, worried about my heartbeats and heavy breathing, always concerned about me because you are family. Oh, those stress levels which you tell about, even when laughing friends surrounds me, making me aware that stress and strain are part of life. Just like you, one can't run away from it. Your beautiful face. You are in so much You are in so much love with me. You change yourselves as per my wishes. You know I like change. People in my life have changed me brutally like a forest without trees, beyond recognition. You spoil me like millionaire's dog because you are family. When I am lonely, you cheer me up with with music. You are fantastic, stupendous with instruments. Your voice is magical. You wake me up in the morning. You remind me of the open mics which I need to attend, birthdays which I want to skip. Always connected with me. How lucky I am. You are family. You are my life partner. You are with me when I'm rappelling down the mountains. You are with me when I'm bungee jumping. In fact, you swim with me in rivers and seas. Your love for me is not fickle like weather. You are rock solid. You are my family, riding me on my bike. You show me directions. You are never wrong. You are aware of every nook and corner, every turn and return, just to help me to reach my destination, which sometimes I forget. You know I am a traveler without a destination. You push me towards the ultimate goal of life, which is not known even to me. You are family. You are a beauty. You are smart. I am under your watch. You are tough. You are my life. You are more precious than lifeless diamonds. You are my water-resistant, shock-proof, shining new smartwatch. Yes, you are my new smartwatch. Don't be surprised. I did pay a heavy price. Of course, it was Amazon great sale, whatever it is. You are a family. You are a family. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Unmesh. Please unmute yourselves and give them some
Written for the
love.
advocate of words, open mic.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Hey,
Unmesh.
that's a beautiful love poem.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here all the way from India. Like we said at the beginning, your folks have their own spaces. This is not the only safe space for you. Please find Umesh, follow him, go to his open mic so you can hear what poetry sounds like from outside the entire world. The entire world is literally at that open mic, okay? So please go and get you some. Thank you for that beautiful love poem, Umesh. We're glad to see you. Glad to know you're well. All right, we have made it to the good luck round. We did it. We did it. Technical difficulties and all. We lost Bill Elkins somewhere in there, but you know, he knows we love him and we'll see him on the next time. So we're going to jump into our good luck round with Joshua Love. And I just asked that if you have shorter pieces to choose those so we can get everybody in if possible. Okay. Joshua, we know you outside bringing us the moonlight. Is that the moon behind you? That's amazing. It might be just a street light. That's okay. If it's just a street light, just lie to us and tell us it's the moon. Okay. Let me unmute you. Go on, do your thing.
So I'm gonna hop right into it. I'm gonna let you figure out what that is on your own. Nice to see you, Ray Jane. Everybody. Yo, so this is from my man South Africa, Cryptic the Dawn. We own these beats. So yeah, I got rights to a couple cryptic beats. This is one of them. We out here, praise God. This is Hocus Pocus. Yo. We out here eating rare, well done and squared, exponential the way we pair fruits with hair. They be rabbit, we eat sparingly, but the stocks and the plants and the herring be exponential, so we can receive. I double take its apparent, do this for the kids, incoherent, co-parenting. I slide by with the care and sing, lift up every voice so you hear it. Yo, this shit is Hocus Pocus, I'ma focus. Niggas choke this shit is crochet, I notice. Quicker than ever, I'm a pro nigga, you know this. Women will get what they want when they around me. No sinning, surround by sound, be in the town. You down me, I never ever down you. They figure the crown, beauty from within, we down with Ghanaian women. Who would have thought a nigga would grow up to be apparently black, American, and clearly not inherently whack? This is inherent, generational from here to space and through the stars, we one of them. Imagine a world with no stars, we none of them. You picking apart your parts, I'm doing them like dumb none of them. You looking for a fold, you should probably fold. I'm picking it up and putting it down. Is you picking up what I'm putting down? I never know unless you show me through your behavior. Jesus is Savior, conflicted and rigorous, never I Savior. The perceptions, the picture you see, I feel you. Cops is crooked. Now let's get back to the story for Jesus' glory. Is you picking up what I'm putting down? Must have seen on a path, never I blast, conflicted, war. What is it good for? Forever we shine. That's up to God, of course. I pray and dodge the courts. This shit is cryptic. Sipping holy water, not literally. I'm shot a fifth and rolly brought up considerably. I'm pop, solely taught up. Never look down on your neighbors, the golden rule. I'm never too late to read a book now. I'm holding two. I consider the stacks in the time that we litter. Imagine a world without trash, go figure. Imagine a girl without cash, no nigga. We live in the world with the homeless. I don't really understand. I'm what Drake would have been. Had he never blown while making an apple in silicone, trying to get our billions on. We figured it out now. Jesus the door, no crooked route. How he do that? Miracles is what they seeing. Praising higher beings, conflicted thoughts and murders. I am seeing in the belly of New York. Hit the celly just to get some pork. She said she want a bite too, so I ordered double the slices. She a thick bitch and she like it. Who am I to not oblige her? But never mind. So like I said, we live in a world with the homeless. You go figure that. We gonna be here building businesses out in Cape Town with my niggas doing business shit. And Constantia posted like Costanza. My clicking eye, just my clicking eye. Stepping on the roach like a stepping stone, but I'm such a fiend that I save him. Cortisol to my brain became fame. No, it's my kingdom. The Lord speaking through me. What else you expect when it's blue season, green earth, and blue weed? Purple hairs don't get me high, but I still swag as soon as possible. Dip to the cut, unstoppable. Unforgettable, look like Jeezy and Drizzy in 03. Wheezy and dizzy like easy, I'm busy. Daydreams of this girl, Lizzie. It's always positive, like my bank accounts. They always positive. COVID-19, never. I'm positive. Yo.
I come on in with the fire
Step
them
it up,
flames.
step it up.
The fire them flames. Please
Step it
unmute
up.
yourselves and give them some love.
Yes, hey, love in the building, coming through with the fire.
Pyroclastic
Island
flow.
That's how you do it, man. In the moonlight.
Wow, loved it, man.
That
was brilliant.
With the own beats, okay? Let us know, okay. And just so you know, we have Freestyle Friday tomorrow with The Word is Right. So if you feel like you know, feeling inspired, you want to throw something over a freestyle rhyme, come through, follow me. Joshua Love, thank you for blessing us as always. I see Bill Elkins made it back into the room. And since he was on our guaranteed list, I don't want him to miss his opportunity. Bill, are you there? I'm going to ask you to unmute if you still would like to perform or share. All right, Bill's going to let us know. In the meantime, in between time, we're going to get into a poet we have missed. And we'd love to see your face here, sir. Please unmute yourself, propaganda poet, and get into your piece.
I miss you all so much. It's so good to see you, fam. So first and foremost, before you do anything, I guarantee that you want to bookmark this link. You absolutely want to bookmark this link. If you have never seen Advocate and La Bruja perform together, you want to click on this link. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I got a new book because I commented on a post from Noelia Cernia. And I said, Word Tornadoes, that'd be a great name for a book. She said, so write a book. And when Noelia Cerna tells you to write a book, you write a fucking book. That's just what you do. So I'll do a few short pieces out of here because we got little time. Here we go. Check and mate. Love is a game strategically played. Your thoughts and emotions openly splayed. But once you give ground, you can lose all you found. Tread cautiously, else you become self-betrayed. The next one is called These Sideshow Attractions House Deeper Distractions. I am a man bun on a bald dude. Yeah, I know that shit don't make no sense, but your shit don't make no sense to me. All these false allegations of beauty like gallows poles throughout the century. Don't act like trending is a new thing when popularity has been singing the praises of the master races since the early phases of civilization. Now, if only there were more civility in the citizenry, then maybe we could meet at the cross sections of intersectionality where dreams can actually dance with reality, and maybe, just maybe, instead of just coexisting in this insanity, we could stop limiting the definitions of humanity. And then this last piece is I need to get my flashlight. There we go. Inspired by that amazing transcendence we had earlier. So I got to do this piece here. Wounded Knee Massacred. Prayer ties, sage, and sweetgrass littered with beer bottles, cigarette butts, and shell casings, marking the landscape with the Venn diagram of the colonizers. But we will be unmarked no more. Try to disguise lies. Whitewashed history denies oral traditions. Native children now rise again to remind us past crimes are still here. Remains revealed, built upon these buried truths. Don't let them forget. Little ones cry out. Try to keep our past buried. Spirits still shall rise. Little ones call out. Try to keep our past buried. Our ghosts still shall dance. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Thank you for being who you are. I love you all so fucking much.
The feeling is fucking mutual. Just so you know. Please unmute yourselves and let him know how you feel.
Propaganda poet brings it again. Word tornadoes. Buy the book.
Shout out to the professors in the building.
Yeah.
Doing what they do. Appreciate you, Hoso. For real.
Yes, go and get that book. You see? Just here inspiring each other, making whole books out of inspiration. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for bringing yourself here and your work here. All right, we are going to move forward to Christopher Robin. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, I'm Christopher Robin. I'm gonna do a couple that are just a little bit shorter than usual. They're both like in the last 2 days, so very new. First one is keep them scared. I don't want to blame victims, but rich people deserve to get their shit stolen. Those bling ring kids aren't the most sympathetic thieves, but I could care less about some celebrity losing a fraction of their wealth and inflated sense of self-important security. What do you think is going to happen when you hoard riches behind closed doors that you leave unlocked while people die from poverty mere miles away? Forget the Industrial Revolution. Maybe we shouldn't have started stockpiling grain. The moment one person starts saving for tomorrow while another starves today, we all lose. There's no false sense of security for some without false scarcity for others. And it takes a lot of others to support a few lucky. I messed that one up. So bring on the white woman tears and the whining about a stolen mother's wedding ring and the indignance that someone would go shopping in a closet that contained more clothing with than without sales tags. Surplus wealth and feeling safe should never be allowed to be paired. Keep them scared until it's all shared. And then this one is we can't stay. Why the fuck would anyone want to be famous? I get seeking approval, but being followed by the paparazzi seems like a special kind of hell to me. But maybe that's the point. As long as the hell is special, some seem to prefer it over a more mundane heaven. Oh shit, that part was definitely me. I've so badly wanted to be unique, I couldn't shut up about my shining afflictions for years. But I never wanted to be famous. Not in my lifetime anyway. I admit the prospect of posthumous notoriety has always had its appeal. The tortured poet who dies anonymously, but whose work is read for centuries. That never sounded so bad. I guess it's a kind of immortality. Another thing I like to say I've never wanted, and that has always deeply fascinated me. I don't want to live forever, but I wouldn't mind going on, like a lullaby or a memory. We're all terrified of impermanence, so we try to climb into enough heads and hearts that will be carried forward. Some seek fame. Others have lots of kids or try to create something worth holding on to. Somehow we forget that neither energy nor matter can be created or destroyed, and that's what human beings are made of. We can't stay the same, but we must remain. Just like everything else, we can only transform. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher Robin, for both of those pieces. Please unmute yourselves and show some love.
Robin, spit that science shit.
Neither
Hey,
energy nor
spit
matter.
that matter. Yes.
Can be created or destroyed.
I wouldn't mind going on and on either. I mean, as long as what we're going on in is peace, right? For sure. Thank you for that piece. We appreciate you for coming and also for sending messages and making sure we're right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we are going to go to Zomkoto if you have a short piece. And then I would love if we have even 1-2 minutes left, if we could try to get to Bill so we can say that we got everybody in. Okay. So let me unmute our resident horns, Kali. Please let us know who you are, where they can find you. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, I'll read a short one that I wrote because I had quite a long one with me right now. Before the rock blasters moved in after the slave masters had taken the scenery in and decided nothing beautiful should ever be allowed to stand, they placed dynamite inside the mountain caves, which cried stalagmites and stalactites. And as the dynamite ripped through the stone, the mountain spirit hid some of us so that the rock blasters would leave us alone. When they molded their bricks to 10 mountainous views into eyesores, strip malls that went up like the flagpoles that declared that our dead would no longer be spoken of here. I was amongst those stones. One day when the noise had died down, it was decided that when the dead celebrated on the earth upon which they lay dead with their bones for pillows, I, like the other stones, hewn from rocks once the heads of mountain gods, it is from our stones, our stone called hearts, that the first bricks would be built for homes for the widows of those same gods. And we would once again reclaim those mountain views, build them mountain caves where they, the widows of the gods, would live and celebrate those gods' memories for years and years and years. Thank you.
Ooh, like you ever needed more than just a couple of seconds to blow us away. Please unmute yourselves and give them some love for that. Woo.
Fire! That's how you embody the spirit of Earth, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, that's right. Make some noise because he's usually making noise for all the rest of you. We call him our resident horn because he's usually for all of you when it's your turn to go. Thank you for bringing us some dynamite to end the show with, blowing us up, blowing us away. As always, please give him a follow. Get your life together. I promise you it's more than worth it. Okay, so we did it. We got 2 minutes left. Bill, are you there? I'm gonna unmute you. Please be there so we can get you. Are you there? Oh no, I don't think Bill's there. Rats. All right. Well, Bill, definitely next time around, I hope that we get a chance to get to you and hear you. We know you usually are serenading us with something lovely from the West Coast, representing California. And trust me, it's every bit of worth it when he is able to get over these technical difficulties that try to take us out all night. Y'all don't know what's going on. Somebody Karma's trying to work itself out through our little Thursday night evening, but that's okay, right? Because just like Sunshine said, the sun will continue to shine no matter the darkness. So I appreciate you all for hanging in there with us, for being here with us. Another Thursday night online open mic. I am your host, Ray Jane, that's RayJane, and it is my complete pleasure to be here with you. I am humbled by the work that you bring. Your sheer talent is off the chain and so unique. So thank you for being yourselves in this space and for challenging us to do right and be right, right? In all that we say and all that we do. So the way that we get ourselves out of here is I usually unmute you so we could leave the space with the love that we started with. And I encourage you to yell into the atmosphere things that will encourage each other, what you need to remember on your own about how to make it through the week into the next Thursday. And I will be counting down from 10 to 1 with 10 things I want you to remember, take into your spirit and with you for the rest of your week. Okay, so be ready, yell, love, say whatever you need to say to the universe. Please unmute yourselves and thank you for being here.
Peace, love, and
First and
poetry, y'all.
foremost,
Yeah, like
give it up for
Josie
Ray
said,
Jane
vote.
being such an
Vote.
incredible
Ray
host.
Jane.
Love you all.
Host in the Zoomverse. Make sure you're giving Ray Jane a follow. It's rayjane.com. Let me tell you, this woman is the business.
Oh, yes. Amen.
Every poet in here, y'all are incredible. Y'all are phenomenal.
Pick yourself off the page, baby. Bye. Write that damn book. 4. Play your music.
Thank you.
Like it's the only thing anyone will ever hear.
Bookmark this link.
Love that RMT. I'm borrowing.
Mark this link.
2.
You want to see this.
Don't forget the link. Number 2. Number 1.
Come back for Thunder on Thursdays, man. For real. Get your life. Come through Thursday nights, man. For real.
See you here next time.
Everyone let me back now.